Hello lads, it's me, Benny.
I gotta get with another Jujutsu.
Today's video, doing a little bit of weapon tier list. You know, we gotta make this this genre dry. There's a lot of different cursed tools and weapons in the game right now, and I have been testing these weapons in the sandbox, looking at their damages, their cooldowns, what their tilties they have, etc., testing out how many it moves, you know, such and such, everything. And I'm gonna base it on how well it does in PvP, and some of them are good in PvE. So, you know, it's gonna be taken from both sides, but I'm gonna primarily focus on PvP this time. So this is gonna be probably the most accurate tier list in my opinion, okay? In my own humble opinion, together with some of my friends. Now, I'm not telling you to follow this like this is the relic, the bible of tier lists, of weapon tier lists in the game. It's just what I think is good, and you're open to have your own opinion. If you don't like my opinion, shit, I guess you don't like my opinion then, I guess. Simple as that. Also, before we start, the damage numbers I'm going to show for most of these weapons are unique to whatever your stats are. All these weapons are strength scaling except for one, which I'll get to when we get to that. So my strength stats were like this. This is what my stats were. These damage numbers aren't really the finalized damage. It's just what I had with these stats when I tested them, okay? Alright, good. Good. Let's get on with it, shall we? So, number one. First off, the one and only Rusty Katana. This is surprisingly not a super bad weapon. It can combo pretty well. It has two moves that are pretty good to use. Combo extenders, both of them. And they deal kind of mid damage. But other than that, it's pretty good for a Rusty Katana. Next up, we have the Blood Sword. Now, the Blood Sword, a lot of people do like this. I do not like it. People have been gassing this up a little bit too much. I say it reserves a weak C tier. Mostly because it only has two moves. And both moves are kind of decently cooled down, I guess 30 seconds on both of them, and they don't deal extraordinary damage for that kind of cooldown. Ain't gonna lie, the X move can deal a lot of damage. I put the minimum as 507. It can deal way more, but I just don't know because it was kind of hard to test it. But at the moment, I didn't really see any good use for it. Maybe in PvE, but in PvP, it doesn't seem that great. Next up is the Iron Blade. Iron Blade, surprisingly, it's kind of decent. It's not that bad. The Z move deals pretty good damage for only a 10-second cooldown. You can guard break as well, and you could combo extend with it. It is possible. Next up, we're going to talk about a not so decent weapon, which is the Split Soul. The only reason why it's not in the F tier is because never mind, I changed my mind. It is going to be an F tier. I just have to double check. This sword is so ass, bro. It's gigantic cooldowns, and you expect big damage. No, this is the lowest amount of damage you can get. One guard breaks, yeah, that's cool. And the other move, combo extends. Okay, cool. 40-second cooldown and a 25-second cooldown. Get real, bro. Get real. Talking about getting real, here's the next weapon, Slaughter Demon. I don't like it at all. I know it has one good move, which is the up tilt X move. It guard breaks. You can also combo extend off this one. It's a pretty good move for Slaughter Demon, but that's it. It doesn't do that much damage. It's just a good utility move. That's pretty much it. I mean, I guess I could put it at D tier because that one move. I'll put it at D tier for now. Come on now, be real, bro. You're not gonna use a weapon where a singular move just mid damage, guard breaks, and combo extends. Come on now. I don't like it. Next up is the Purifying Dagger. Yeah, F tier. I don't think I have to explain much more. The move is pretty shit. Next up, we have the Ravenous Axe. When I say a lot of people gas this up, a lot of people gas it up. Mostly because that one evasive is really good. It has an evasive, which is very unique to his weapon because no other weapons can do that. It's going to be a mid A tier, in my opinion. Because the Z move does not do much damage compared to other weapons in this tier. And the X move, it can deal a lot of damage. Problem is, it has so high cooldowns. High cooldowns ruin a lot of weapons, which is a prime example on the weapon we'll talk about eventually. But the only reason it's up here is because of that evasive. I feel like the Z move and the X is just... it's not good, bro. I don't like it. I don't like using it. It's not that great because of the high cooldown. You're not going to use the sword that much when you need it, you know? When you need it, you know, you mark them. Okay, cool. You're going to press your X? No, because it's on cooldown. It's 50 seconds, almost a minute cooldown. That is crazy. That is crazy. You got to wait for the other move to be also off cooldown if you want to, you know, use this to its full potential. That is not it, bro. That is not. You have to wait for basically 2 different cooldowns. It's just not it. That evasive is the sole reason it's A tier. If it wasn't for that, it would be B or maybe less. But that evasive is just that good. Next up, we got the Heian Gauntlet. I ranked this a low A tier, or maybe a strong B tier, but I'm gonna put it at low A tier for now. The reason it's up there is because the Z move is abysmally bad. Don't worry about that. The move that carries the ship by a lot is the X move. Whew. That X move deals so much damage in a very short cooldown as well, because it's a barrage move. It's a long-lasting move. You keep them stuck in that move for so long, and it deals so much damage compared to other damage. It deals 870 in my testing experience. And the cooldown is 15 seconds. By the time you're done with the barrage, it's 10-second cooldown, or even less. That's what makes this such a good weapon. The bad thing is this does not have a guard break. Before, it used to have a guard break, and if it still kept that guard break, it would be S tier by a long shot. But since it does not have a guard break, it's gonna be A tier for now. Next up, we got the Feathered Spear. I am not sure where to place this. I really love this weapon. It's pretty decently good. Problem is, he got 2 moves, and that's not great. So I'm gonna put it at a low A tier for now. The Z doesn't do that much damage, but it's pretty ranged and you can combo extend with it. But X is where it shines. It can be black flashed and it guard breaks, so this shit deals a lot of damage. Problem is, it got 30 seconds. It's not great. It's either between a mid A tier or a weak A tier. I'm not really sure yet, but it's up to you. It's definitely around A tier. I love this weapon a lot. It is such a good weapon. Although I think it is better damage wise than the Ravenous Axe. It doesn't have that evasive that boosts its placing by that much, sadly. So I'm gonna just place this here. Maybe here. I don't know. Heian Gauntlets are pretty good, but I think I'm gonna just place it here for now. So this spot for now. Next up, we got the Impossible Dream. This is the strongest B tier, I would say, in my opinion. It deals decent amount of damage, of course, but the cooldowns are very harsh, which is the problem with this joint. But it applies a speed debuff, not that noticeable, but it's pretty decent. It can kinda combo extend with the second move, the X, but it's not that great at it, I guess. And I also use it for movement. Ain't gonna lie. This is a very good movement weapon. It can be a great initiator with that X move because you can use it far away and you basically rush down towards them and guard break them, which is pretty good. That's why the Impossible Dream is up here. Next up is the Jet Black. Jet Black is a pretty strong C tier. It's better than the Blood Sword for sure. I would say that. My points here is just it deals very good damage, especially that Black Flash attack. Whew, amazing damage. Problem is, again, like most weapons, high cooldown, it kind of boosts it down a lot. So it doesn't got a good combo extender either. You gotta be on the ground to combo extend, which is annoying as hell. Next up is the Dragon Ball. A lot of people gas it up, and I kind of do agree, but I also see its flaws sometimes. I say me. My friend pointed out the flaws to me. And this is probably one of the highest damage dealing weapons, but it does not have any combo extensions. No combo extenders. None of that. None of that. It has low cooldowns, however, which is really good for a weapon like this. And all of its moves guard breaks, except for the last one. You gotta charge it. You gotta hold down to full. And the wind up is insanely long. Not sure how you're gonna able to do the full power. You can potentially do the insta cast one, but it's not that instant. But you can potentially do it. It's just, it's gonna take, it's not hard, it's not easy to land that move. But the move that carries it a lot is the C move. That move is crazy good. Deals extraordinary damage, low cooldown. TP dash move, guard breaks. It's a really good move. And that's why it's up there, because of that one move. If X was a little bit better, it could have been A tier, a strong A tier, but for now I'm just gonna place it here. Next up, we got the Electric Staff. This weapon is very different. This is a technique scaling weapon. And my stats for testing this was this. I had these techniques, pretty close to the strength one, not exactly, but even though I had a little bit lower than strength, this dealt insane damage in comparison. I'm just gonna place it at a high C though, because the cooldowns, again, it's always the cooldowns. This weapon could be really good for PvE because of X. The X move is a chain lightning. It chains from close people to another, and the more it chains to, the higher damage it deals to other people. It's kind of random with the damage. I'm not sure what or how it like defines its damage, because it's kind of random sometimes, and I don't like that. So that's why I typed 558 to 1000. It's a bit random. This could be a strong contender for B tier, but I felt like it wasn't really there. I'm probably not going to use this weapon a lot because the X move has insane wind up. That's probably one of the reasons I don't really like this move. Or weapon, I mean. Next weapon is the Playful Cloud. This joint is pretty great. I'm gonna place it at B tier, a weak B tier. Actually, no, it's better than Dragon Ball. I'm gonna place it here. This deals insane damage. Like, this weapon is so good damage. But again, as per always, the cooldowns is what pulls it down. 30-second cooldowns per move for 2 attacks. You have 2 attacks. That's kind of abysmally bad. Ain't gonna lie to you. One of the moves can combo extend. You just need to follow it up. First move does guard break as well, so it has some utilities, but it's just 2 moves. Again, that's not good, but it's a very good weapon, and I'd say it fits that spot. Next up, we got the Viscera Scythe. This joint, I love it. Oh my god, I love it, and I really wish it did better. It's a B tier, sadly. This is probably the greatest weapon, utilities wise. It has everything. Guard breaks, combo extensions. Actually, all of its moves are combo extensions. All 3 of them are combo extensions. You can literally do a whole combo using all of its moves and key and still have them in the air or on the ground, continuing to chain them. That's how good this weapon is. Problem is, you don't deal good damage with this weapon. Only one move is good, and that's the I was gonna say barrage. Technically, it's a barrage move. That's it. The other moves are very bad damage-wise. It's not great at all. And I really wish they improved it a little bit, because then it would be A or even S tier if you had higher damage. That's how great this weapon is. It's just being held back tremendously. I love this weapon. I still use it, even though it doesn't deal any damage, which is kind of sad, but I love this move. I mean, I love this weapon so much. It's so cool. That's it for that. And here we come, the one and only. Vengeance is absolutely amazing. So it definitely deserves the S bar up here. This weapon, this deals outrageous damage. It has the highest damage potential out of every single weapon. With my stats, it almost reached 2k damage, which is pretty much 3 times or even twice the amount of what most of these weapons can actually do. 2 of its moves can combo extend. It's just the first move can only do it on the ground. The third move can be Black Flash, and that's why it can deal so much damage. Even without the Black Flash, it's still pretty good. It deals 1000 damage, but with Black Flash, it deals almost 2000. You can almost double it, which is insanity. So even though it doesn't have a guard break, it's still an insanely strong weapon by itself. So it's gonna be S tier for sure. The amount of damage it dishes out is just insanity. And cooldowns are kind of large, except for the first move, which is very, very nice. But other than that, the cooldowns are kind of large. Moving on, Inverse Bear Heaven. This is a controversial weapon, because I've seen this being at the top of the tier list or at the bottom of the tier list. It is a really odd weapon. A lot of people do put it up here and gas it up a lot, saying it's an S tier. I do not think so. Not in the slightest. This is a bottom C tier weapon, in my opinion. Mostly, hear me out now, mostly because, again, like I said, this is the prime victim of cooldowns. Large cooldowns. The cooldown goes from this 20 seconds to 40 seconds to 120 seconds. You cannot be real. This is an insane high amount of cooldown for a weapon like this. It's abysmally bad. Yes, it deals pretty decent damage with that cutscene move, but 120 seconds? Vengeance deals twice that damage in 45 seconds. You can do 2 Vengeance attacks. No, you can do almost 3 Vengeance attacks, like the fucking 2k one, before this is off cooldown. Be real, bro. This is not good. If the cooldowns were shortened, shit, this would be good. B tier, maybe A tier if the cooldowns were way shorter. But no, it's gonna stay C tier because of those. It's being shafted by those cooldowns. I'm telling you. It's very, very, very important with that. That, I think, is pretty much it. So this is me and my friends' opinions on the weapons. I know you skipped this part of the tier list because you don't want to hear me explain, but I should really recommend you go back and explain, because I kind of either shit on your favorite weapon in a good reason, and I show the stats as well of every weapon. I show the damage, the cooldown seconds, if it guard breaks, if it combo extends, all those stuff. I explain everything, so you should definitely go back and look at your favorite weapon, or the weapon you just got, or the weapon you're trying to farm, and see if it's worth it or not. But anywho, this is what I have for now, and it's gonna stay like this for a little while until they do some changes. Thank you all so much for watching the video. Hope you liked it, of course. Drop a thumbs up if you did, and I'll see y'all in a later video.